Well, hey there, everyone. This is Katrina Sequinzi, and I'm so delighted that you are joining me because I have a super special guest, Mary Lindsey, with me today. And she is a student of Healthy for You, and she is going to be here and share with us and you her journey to getting healthy. And I just hope that it inspires you, and I can't wait for you to hear what she has to say. Her transformation has been incredible. Hey, Mary, how are you?
Hi, Katrina. I'm doing well.
Can you share a little bit about you before we dive in?
Of course, I am 54 years old. I am a full-time worker. I'm a part-time worker. And on top of that, I go to school part-time also. And on top of all that, I have my Healthy for You life I'm trying to accomplish.
Yes, you are a busy woman, and you epitomize the excuse that we all sometimes have of not having time, and you have just crushed that excuse. And so I'm so proud of you. So tell me, what were you struggling with before you joined Healthy for You?
Life in general, but the biggest part I was struggling with was making time for myself to not only to eat right, to drink the water. And even though we say we have time with God, we pray and all that stuff, it wasn't at the level that Healthy for You puts you where you need to be.
Yes, yes. And so, up until that point, what had really been stopping you from getting to where you wanted to be and making those changes on your own?
Excuses. It's just simple as that. Making excuses for not wanting to do better when all you have to do is just be determined to do better. And it happens. You will be better at what you do.
Yes, yes. And we get into those excuses, and we can get stuck there, and because our brain likes the ease of not doing what we need to be doing.
Yes. And then you also need a support group because Healthy for You is the biggest support group that I've been in, and it works. It helps.
Yes, yes. That community makes all the difference to know that you're not alone in your journey, and that we can do this together. And that's really what Healthy for You is. It's like just this movement of women who are just like, we're going to do this and we're going to get healthy for God's glory. So
Yes.
how did you, or how are you now overcoming all those challenges?
Well, when I started with you, Katrina, the first thing you did, we did a step by step incorporate into our life. I believe the first thing was just when you wake up to drink a bottle of water. And then we moved to the next step. After 7 days, we did prayer or we did light movement. Just those 7 steps for the first 7 weeks of my journey was help me to accomplish what I need to do. You know how you do about the habits, those seven, all those 7 Healthy for You habits. Those were perfect for me. I needed those to get started. Once I got started and start praying and start doing my life movement, everything just seemed to work out so well for me.
Yes. And I think it goes back to your excuses thing that you were talking about. Is like, I think that we think it has to be so big, it has to be so ginormous. And because that's what we're all accustomed to, we need to start this massive life change
Yes.
and diet change. And we need to, exercise too and do all of these things. And the realisms is that when we just take one at a time and we succeed and we're successful and we're with a group of women that are just like cheering us on,
Yes.
you can accomplish so much more because those baby steps, they add up to these big giant, leaps. So we have to take those small faithful steps. And when we do, they just accumulate over time and they get bigger. It's like a snowball effect. And so I love that. And it's so encouraging because you're like, I'm actually doing something and I feel so much better about myself. Yes. And your body starts responding as well.
Yes, it did. It did.
Yes, yes. So where are you now in your health journey? Share any wins or anything that you've experienced.
My biggest experience was drinking more water. That was the hardest thing for me. When we first met, my goal was to give up Coca-Cola. And drinking water was not working for me, Katrina. I promise you it wasn't. But the fact that I got up every morning and I drank my 16 ounces of water, I drank 16 ounces on the way to work. And when I started my exercise program, I drank 32 ounces of water. I got to the point where all I really want is water. I don't want the sugar. I don't want the sweet anymore. All I want is water.
Isn't that amazing?
It is. But then with that, I started the salads. I started the smoothies. I started incorporating everything that you told me to incorporate in my little baby steps. And then it became to the point where I didn't want anything else. I didn't want the fast food. I didn't want the hamburgers. If I did want a hamburger, I know how to make my healthy turkey burger. I knew how to do all that. And it just makes time to get all those things done.
Yes. So it's like as you added in these glorious things into your life, it began to crowd out the things that you thought you always wanted. And you
Yes.
were able to then make the choices at that point. You
Yes.
were in control instead of the food being in control of you.
Yes. Making healthy choices. Exactly.
Yeah. Yes. Now you've also experienced some great physical benefits as well. Some of the things that even that you've shared with us that you're just so proud of. Did you want to share some of those other big health wins?
Of course, the other day I went to the doctor and my doctor walked in and she said, "This is the lightest I've ever seen you in." When I tell you, she had a grin on her face like she was a big old proud mama bear. I'm like, "What are you talking about?" She said, "Your weight." And I hadn't paid any attention. I knew I lost weight, but not to the point where it was noticeable to her. And she said, "I am so proud of you. Keep up the work." And then I showed her my blood work and she said, "Ah, your LDLs are down. Your low density lipids are down." I said, "Oh, yay, thank you." My cholesterol was high. When I tell you 330, I mean 330. So I decided that I wasn't going to take any pills. I was going to do this the healthy way by eating the healthy, glorious food that God provided us. And once I did that and everything started coming down, it's slowly coming down. And I mean slowly coming down, but it's coming. And I'm being patient with it because I don't want in the end for it to come back. So I'm taking my time to do it right.
Yes. And mind you, you are doing this by working 2 jobs, going to school full time.
Yes.
And I mean, you have a life outside of those things too. I mean,
Yes.
God has
Yes.
you wearing many hats outside of what you're doing for work and school as well. So
Yes.
you have accomplished so much, and you have the long game in mind. Like, you are not just looking at the right now. You're looking to, like, what 10, 20, 30 years is going to be like for you.
Exactly.
Because God has big plans for you. And we need this healthy body to do that in.
We do.
That is so awesome. So how would you say that you're feeling about your health and your life since joining Healthy for You?
I feel great. I honestly feel great. I never thought I would feel this good. I think we started back in January. Before we started, I was fast food every day. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner, fast food, strictly fast food. And I could sleep 4 hours and survive. But 4 hours wasn't healthy for me. Now that I'm eating healthy, I'm eating my salads, I'm drinking my smoothies, I sleep 7 hours and I'm rested. I feel good. My body feels good. I don't have the headaches like I used to have anymore. I used to wake up every morning with a headache. Don't have that. And what else my doctor told me? I can't remember what else she told me. She just said, "You look good." And I'm like, "Thank you," because I am trying to look good, not only healthy-wise, body-wise, spiritually, mentally, and physically look good.
Yes. So you are looking and feeling amazing.
I do. I do.
And
I'm telling you, when I feel energized, I do.
Yes. And it is only up from here. So it's just like, we are always looking to take our health to the next level. And I'm so delighted that you have done the hard work, and your faithful steps are going to continue as God, you are glorifying God in all of your steps. And I love what you are doing. So thank you so much for sharing your story. And I pray that it is an inspiration to you that is watching, and know that there is hope, and that there is a future, and that God desires the best for you as well. And I can't wait to support you on that journey. Until next time, bye for now.